They take on our number 3 seeded team. Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio of Saugus and Mike Morgan from Lynn, Massachusetts.
Jen's average 115, high single 170. Her best triple is 410. She's bowling at Park Place, Woburn, and Lucky Strike in Lynn. And Mike Morgan averaging 126. He's got a high of 212, which is highest in the WCBC tournament competition. Best triple 474, and he bowls, as he has for years, at Metro Bowl in Peabody.
They bowled a 1250 in the roll-off combined for their number 3 seed. Let's get right to it. Week 2 of mixed doubles on Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS-TV right after this. We began with 5 mixed doubles teams 1 week ago. The team of Deb Regan and Scott Bradish eliminated by Cyndi Beatrice and John Plante, setting up this afternoon's match with Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio and Mike Morgan, the opposition. John Plante will be first to bowl this afternoon here at Leda Lanes in Nashua. We're happy to have you with us. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. And we appreciate the fact that you make Candlepin Stars and Strikes a part of your weekend. John Plante, the first to bowl here at Leda Lanes. John from Litchfield. A 128 average, a high single 187, high triple 454. Missed the head pin.
That one got away from him, going between the 1 and the 7, touching nothing.
John and partner Cyndi Beatrice combined for a 389 last week in a relatively easy win over Deb Regan and Scott Bradish. John starts out with a 9.
Got some great scores, 133, 122, and 134, which is very good mixed doubles bowling.
John right on the head pin there. Tough shot here. 4-7 on the left, 6-10 on the right. Wood out in front.
How many times do you see that shot with the 2 pieces of wood in front of the pins the way you see them?
John lays the wood and only gets 1. And that will be a 9 box. So John starts out with 18, and now we get our first look this year at veteran Mike Morgan from Lynn, Massachusetts. Mike, one of the great personalities in Candlepin bowling, has been for many years. We read an article from the Lynn Item during the last ladder series that talked about the possibility of Mike retiring from Candlepin bowling, and I asked him about it before today's taping, and he said he never said that to anybody. He doesn't plan to retire. He has not been in any leagues this year. He kind of lost a little bit of the zest for Candlepin bowling when brother Tom passed away.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
And now he's rejuvenated. The fire has been rekindled. He's been bowling a lot, bowling in the roll-offs, trying to get on TV. Hopes to get back into the singles competition on television in the not-too-distant future. And feels very good about his bowling. He's been bowling very well lately, he said.
Yeah, we saw him last, Dick, back in February when he was beaten by Ed Woodside, and you could kind of detect at the time that he was, as you say, losing the zest for the game a bit, and he admitted as such. But now he's back, as you say, recharged, ready to fire him down the lanes.
A couple of 9s for Mike. Dead even after 2. Cyndi Beatrice.
We teased John last week about him starting the 3rd game when the bowlers can decide between themselves whether the man or woman will start. And it was actually Cyndi's decision, even though she seemed to be bowling a little better than him, that she wanted John to bowl first and do the cleanup as well.
Cyndi, good ball, good spare.
Picking up where she left off last week with lots of spares, and not the real easy ones either.
It had been 13 years between television appearances for Cyndi Beatrice. Right in the 1-3 pocket, a little too full. Put 5 in the mark. She was on the double show with Don Gillis back in 1991.
Really throws very accurately in light of the fact that the ball has a bit of a break to it. A right to left, almost 10-pin like delivery, as we discussed last week.
And she'll take a 9 box. Cyndi and her husband Carl have young son Carl Jr., 4 years old. He's here today somewhere. This is our first look at Jen Cali-Dibiasio from Saugus, Massachusetts, another Candlepin hotbed.
And she, too, has a bit of a break from right to left.
There you go. All right, grab one.
That's very much a 10-pin style. We need to talk to the ladies about that at the end of the match.
And this is her first time ever under the lights of television. She'll take a 9-box.
One here, Jen.
And you know, for first-timers, for veterans as well, for that matter, at the start of any match, the butterflies are churning.
Wouldn't be natural if they weren't.
That one was off the head pin. You can hear Mike Morgan rooting her on. We have a mic set up at the table. Mike encouraging her. Good ball there.
Ball there, Jen.
Right in the pocket.
Jen has her children in tow today. Ariana, Justine, and Ronnie Jr.
And a nice 10-box.
Nice 10, Jen. Got it, girl. Get the ball. Second ball. Remember that one? That was a ball right there. That's all right.
Jen's a stay-at-home mom with those 3 children. She and her husband Ron married 11 years.
Although I did meet him, I will assume that that's Ron sitting amongst the children there.
All over, John.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what a great partner Mike Morgan is. Really keeping Jen loose and distracted and, you know, comfortable.
All right, John missed the single pin spare.
I'd be his partner anytime. Thinking I'm going to need him this year to take on you.
10-box for John. Have you been practicing?
No.
Tell the truth. Have you been out there?
I have not.
Getting coaching? Bart Madero's taking you aside, giving you lessons or anything like that?
Bart has made that offer.
No.
He said, Bart, you have to be a right-hand bowler to help me out here, pal. No, he has made that offer. Actually, a lot of bowlers have after seeing me.
Another good first ball by John Plante.
They're embarrassed for me. I mean, I was, at one time, a decent bowler.
10-pin.
Well, I was okay at Candlepin. I was between 105 and 110.
That is good.
On leagues, which
That's
isn't
good.
bad, considering I took it up late in life. But whatever I had, I've lost.
Nice try.
John couldn't pick up the split, so he will be open in the 6th frame. And that will be a 10-box. We'll get to some of your cards and letters and emails. We love to hear from you. We encourage your correspondence. We'd like to acknowledge as many of the cards and letters and emails as we possibly can. Here's Mike Morgan. A little bit on the Brooklyn side. Leaves the 3 and 6 with a piece of wood out front. Not as easy as it looks with that wood angle the way it is. He's got the spare. That's the first mark of the match for the team of Morgan and Cali-Dibiasio.
Mentioned the 212. That was bowled in November of 1998 at Vacation Land Bowling Center in Saco on the WCBC Tour. The highest ever in that tournament club.
Just put 4-5 in the spare for Mike Morgan. Got a note here from Barbara McCarthy from Brockton, Massachusetts. And Barbara writes, Dear Dick and Mike, what's the story on Mike Morgan? That's her question.
Well, I think
he's such a good bowler, and I miss him. And here's your story, Barbara. Here he is in the flesh.
But you told the story a couple of moments ago of his a little less desire for the game. That lasted for a bit. But he's back.
So Barbara McCarthy from Brockton, Massachusetts, your question is answered. With Mike Morgan here in person in living color and bowling very well. Thank you very much.
And you can hear him chattering in the background. He's our third man today in the broadcast booth.
Hi, Cyndi.
A little bit thin on
He's
that.
encouraging even the opposition.
He is
here.
But, you know, that's how they are. And the bowlers are very genuine in that. They're all supporting each other.
10-box for Cyndi. Moving over to lane 33. Good first ball from Cyndi right there. Will the 5-pin go? It will. Sets up the 10-pin. Wood in front. She'd like that wood to straighten out, and it does.
Very helpful. Right against the lip of the lane at the plate where they meet.
And she will make the spare. She took it with the ball, ironically. Yeah. The ball knocked the pin out of the way, hopped over, and took down the 10-pin. So the spare for Cyndi in the 8th frame. Second mark of the string for the team of Plante and Beatrice. And here's Jen with a good first ball.
Her mother is here in the audience today, Sheila Cali. She bowled on TV in 1978.
Really?
And Joe Stella is her cousin.
Nice shot, Jen.
Who's her cousin? I'm sorry?
Joe Stella.
Oh, Joe Stella is her cousin.
And despite that fact, Jennifer was on time today. We tease Joe because he sometimes gets here at the last minute.
Nice spare that time made by Jen. This is in the spare. She will put 5. She'll put 6 in the spare.
There you go, Jen. You got some help now. All over that front one there.
She's up against a spare for Cyndi and John in the 8th box. So she needs it right here, and don't think she'll get it.
She almost got it, quite by accident.
Yes. Missed the object pin, but there was some wood touching, so that went down.
And that will be a 9 box.
Way to ball. Good job.
Well,
so we've got a pretty tight string coming
it's within a mark or so.
John Plante, a realtor in the Lowell, Merrimack Valley area, also into mortgage writing. John puts a 7 in the mark. 2-pin lead for the team of Plante and Beatrice. Missed the head pin, so he'll be open in the 9th. Not a high scoring string, at least to this point. And that will be a 10 box for John Plante. 99 through 9. Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV, presented by the Thompson family of dealerships. McMulkin Chevrolet, McMulkin Cadillac, Nashua Hyundai, Nashua Mitsubishi, all in Nashua on the Daniel Webster Highway South. And by Tri-State Megabucks and the games of the New Hampshire Lottery Commission.
John been around for a while. He's done some competitive bowling in state competition. He was the state doubles champion in New Hampshire with Gary Carrington in 1994. So he's bowled side by side with the best of them.
New Hampshire Sweepstakes funding education 1 ticket at a time in the state. Here's John with a good 10 box and a 109. Mike Morgan will finish up the first string for his team. A chance to put them in the lead with a mark or 2 on lane 34. Right on the head pin, leaves a split. Mike works at General Electric in Lynn. He prepares engines for assembly. He's been there for 26 years. He and his wife Kathy have a son, Mike. Oh, 19 years old, and there's the spare for Mike Morgan. Was not an easy shot.
7-pin was the last to go.
Watch it again. He got the ricochet off the wall. He got the mark. So the team of Morgan and Cali-Dibiasio will have the lead after 1 string. Mike right on the head pin with the strike. Watch the strike right in the 1-3 pocket. A lot of action, a lot of mixing. Look at those pins spin around. Looking for $50 in bonus money and to add to the lead. In the mark. Here's the shot right on the head pin. It will be 5. It'll be 6.
And that's what he had.
1 more ball to go.
Just 2 boxes ago.
Same shot, but there's a piece of wood out there now that's a little bit different. Makes this a little easier than that last shot, actually. Got a shot at it. There it is. We'll give him $50 in bonus money. And he finishes with a 127 first string and a lead of 18 pins for the team of Mike Morgan and Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio over Cyndi Beatrice and John Plante as we head to string number 2 from Leda Lanes in Nashua. You're watching Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Ready to go, string number 2 from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Dick Lusk with Mike Morin and our entire WNDS TV crew. making it possible for you to watch the finest candlepin bowlers in the world. Our mixed doubles competition into week number 2. Our director is Kevin LaFond.
Oh, why not?
Shot. Look at that shot.
Wow. Did you see how long she held the follow-through on that?
She knew she had something going, I think.
She stayed right with the shot.
That ball was right where she wanted it to be. That's why she stayed down on it as long as she did. That 3-pin went flying right into the 7-pin. Perfect shot. Now in the spare, right on the head pin.
Well, there's a good spare leave to get team of Morgan and Cali-Dibiasio off to a fast start.
They finished the first string in a rush with 3 marks in a row and $50 in bonus money. Now it got away from her. It just didn't quite get there.
Big pins, Jen. Good job.
Kevin LaFond's our director. Keith Webb's our engineer. Craig Emabello, Larry Haber, and Tanya Perry are our camera crew. And that will be
Good job.
a 9-box.
That's a great job.
Chuck Lothrow's on replay. Rich Burke is on audio. Steve Kenny handling graphics. And Kristen Doobie is our timer. Kate Nichols, the scorer here at Leda Lanes for our audience in attendance. Chuck Lothrop. Aha, a typo.
Typo is what it was.
Sorry about that, Chuck. We just met between matches here this afternoon.
Chuck's out on work release and was able to join us today. Just kidding.
Cyndi starts out with a 9-box. We're always meeting different crew members.
We are. And a fine crew they are, under the leadership of Kevin LaFond,
who is the subject of one of the letters that I'll be reading a bit later on.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
More women writing to him? Tell you what, he needs an agent in the romance department.
Nice shot by Cyndi. Did he attend another one of your WZID singles dances this year?
Rumor has it that he's been spotted.
Is that right?
I can't confirm anything.
Can't confirm.
It would violate the patient-doctor confidentiality agreement that I signed.
Cyndi, a 10-box.
Well, it's a 26-pin lead in the match for Cali-Dibiasio and Morgan. We had a great finish and a pretty good start to this game as well. Cyndi put up a mark in the first box.
Bud Jacklin from Salem, New Hampshire, who's a frequent writer to our program, sent us an email. Dick and Mike, I was watching the championship match of the 1995 Tournament of Champions.
Oh,
nice
my.
shot by Mike Morgan. Wow.
Another wizard shot from Mikey, who made 2 excellent split shots at the end of last game.
That wood was set up nicely, and it hopped up, and the ball came down and took out the 7-pin. Yeah. How about that? What a great shot. There's another good pocket shot. Anyway, Bud Jacklin from Salem writes, I was watching the championship match of the 1995 Tournament of Champions between Chris Sargent and Paul Berger. At the end, when they gave the credits, the name of Kevin LaFond came up. He was one of the cameramen. Is that the same Kevin LaFond that is now the director of Stars and Strikes? Good going, Kevin. No, it was his long-lost cousin. No, it's the very same Kevin LaFond, who has been at WNDS for how many years now, Kevin? More than 7 years.
Have to be if this was 95.
95.
Kevin's talking to us on our ear. You can't hear it on the air, but
the book of arithmetic says it has to be at least 9.
Kevin, math was not Kevin's strong suit, but he's pretty good at the television business. Kevin does a great job putting together the montage of our annual competition at Pilgrim Lanes when Dick and I host the big fundraiser there. So we like to keep him happy because he can make us look bad.
And that is a 7-box for John Plante.
John bowled in the World Tournament earlier this year, did not win. That's all the information I have on that from him. Enjoys golf, but says he rarely has time for that.
busy, as Dick pointed out, in the realty and underwriting business and mortgages and such. Oh, just barely missed the object pin.
And another 7 box for John. So he struggles through a couple of boxes, and a big lead for the team of Morgan and Cali-Dibiasio. They lead by 39 pins as we go to the break. We're nearing the halfway point of the match. Don't go away. We're coming right back after this as you watch Candlepin Stars and Strikes from Leda Lanes in Nashua on WNDS TV.
Catch all the action of Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Brought to you by the Thompson family of dealership, the Tri-State Megabucks, and the New Hampshire Lottery. Saturdays and Sundays at noon on WNDS.
Here's Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio, first to bowl after the break. She's on lane 34 at Leda Lanes.
Mix it up.
The team of Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio and Mike Morgan with a 39-pin lead over the team of Cyndi Beatrice and John Plante. They were winners last week by 80 pins, defeating Deb Regan and Scott Bradish.
Another pin.
And those were her children that you saw as we opened up first shot at the beginning of this match just a few seconds ago.
Waiting for the pins to settle. That one pin, head pin, is leaning.
Snap.
But a shot at it with the frozen pin. Picks up the spare. No, they gave her a 10 box. Michael, you've got her spare, and they put a 10 box on the board. So
yeah, that is a 10.
That's the ball. Break it up.
And there's a good strike ball right there, rolling right into the 1-3 pocket. Well done, well-placed ball by Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio. Watch this ball roll right into the 1-3 pocket perfectly and continue on through. Now Cyndi Beatrice right in the pocket, breaks up the split. A spare opportunity here for Cyndi with the 4-7 and some wood, which could be problematic right now. That wood on the left rolling. She's waiting for it to settle.
Yeah, she's okay now if she hits it away from the wood.
Well, she played the wood, and the ball took out the 4-pin.
Capped it, but it didn't matter.
Nice spare for Cyndi. First mark of the string for her team. And she's up against the strike now for Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio. Another good first ball for Cyndi. Can't break up a little split. She's got the 3 and the 10.
She is a 2-time winner on the WCBC tour and was ranked number 4 of all the lady players last season.
Got a shot at it. What a great shot.
Well, she's got a good eye.
Great shot by Cyndi Beatrice. Perfectly placed between the 3 and the 10. The ball taking the 3 and the 10. You just don't diagram it any better than that.
And there's not much margin of error on that shot either. You've got a couple inches either way, if that.
Now Mike Morgan working on the strike. Punches right through. The 4-7 on the left, the 6-10 on the right. Some wood on the deck. The wood can only help him. Tough shot to begin with. He banks the wood and tries to get something to fly around, and nothing happens. So 7 in the strike. And an 8 box for Mike Morgan.
Start it up here. Come on.
Winner of this match climbs the ladder to take on our second seeded team, Sue Holleran of the host Leda Lanes and Ryan Tripp. Mike missed the head pin, got a good 8-pin fall, moves the 1 pin a little bit.
Yeah, it has some felled wood to work with. It appears to be frozen against the 1 pin at kind of an odd angle, but very makeable.
And he'll get it. Look at Mike playing to the crowd, as he always does.
Even in warm-ups before the cameras go on, he's still playing to the crowd.
Pointing to his muscles. Only his muscles took out that pin.
Well, he has fun. There's no doubt about it. When he's happy, there's no more fun bowler to watch than Mike Morgan.
John Plante working on a spare. Missed the head pin, put 6 in the spare.
There's a sleeper back there, Dick, behind the 1, the 5 pin, which makes this a tough shot.
Played it on the outside. Will he get it? Will he get it? He'll move the 5-pin, but it won't go down.
Good luck, John.
And a 10 box. I mentioned Ryan Tripp, next week's #2 seed, team with Sue Holleran. Ryan from Draken, Massachusetts, making his initial television appearance.
And I believe it's Sue's debut as well.
Holleran.
This is Sue's home lanes, though, so she'll have lots of support and a lot of fans, no doubt. We've known Sue for years and have watched her come close making the double show, and we knew she finally would, and we're very happy that she has. We'll see her next week. Works with the junior program here and is the bookkeeper.
John will be open in the 8th frame.
And does lots of other stuff. I don't want to limit you to that, Sue. We know you're the reason this place hums. It's not Ray, it's you.
Hold on, Johnny.
9 box for John.
Hold on, Johnny.
Of course, Ray Simino, the owner, and Sean Howard, the manager at Leda Lanes, do a great job each and every week for our spectators here at Leda Lanes who come to watch the matches. They're here early. They set them up with coffee and donuts. They accommodate them in any way they possibly can. And they run a first-class operation at Leda Lanes. If you've not been Candlepin bowling in, you live in the general area of southern New Hampshire, I would encourage you to stop by Leda Lanes. It's very easy to get to off the Everett Turnpike. If you're coming from the south, exit 7W. If you're coming from the north, from the Manchester area, take exit 8.
Nice 8. Go 11 now.
And you will find Leda Lanes at 340 Amherst Street. 36 lanes, always open bowling. Open 365 days a year. Ray Simino is almost always here, and if he's not here, Sean Howard is here. And they just run a very great bowling alley.
And you know, Dick, I need to thank them for being a part of the WZID Christmases for Kids auction for Child and Family Services that ran earlier in December. We raised $83,000, and Leda Lanes is a part of the reason we had such success, because they gave us some gift cards to raffle off, or to auction off, I should say. So thanks to Sean and to Ray for again making this year's big event a success.
9 box for Jen and a 122 second string for the team of Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio and Mike Morgan. And Cyndi Beatrice will finish up for her team, and she can use a couple of marks. Throws a good first ball, but doesn't have much to show for it. Tough shot here. The 3-6-10 on the right, the 4-pin on the left. They're staring at a 40-pin disadvantage unless Cyndi can get a mark. Played it well, but couldn't convert the spare. It will be a 10 box. So it's 44 pins now, minus whatever Cyndi can do in the 10th frame. A mark would certainly help. Good first ball, grabs the head pin, breaks up the split, but leaves herself the 7 and the 8 with some wood out in front. There's quadruple wood. Yes. 4 pieces of wood, 3 away from the pin, and then 1 leaning up against the 7. You gotta just barrel through them, and she does. Finishes with a spare. .106 plus the ball. 34 pins minus whatever she gets on this ball. She misses the head pin. She puts 5 in the spare, and they finish with a 111. And it's a 29-pin lead for the team of Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio and Mike Morgan over Cyndi Beatrice and John Plante, headed to the 3rd and final string when we come back to Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. You're watching Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Ready to go, 3rd string from Leda Lanes in Nashua. It will be Cyndi Beatrice bowling first for her team. Leading off the 3rd string, they trail by 29 pins, and the first ball is right in the pocket, leaving the 5 and the 8. She's been the hotter bowler, that's for sure.
She has, both bowling reasonably well, but she, I would say, has a bit of the edge. Her spares have been phenomenal.
Going to play the wood. Oh, she's almost made the spare. Don't know if that was intentional.
No, I kind of heard her go, huh?
But she almost made it.
Yeah.
And she'll take a 9-box to start out. Mike Morgan will bowl first for his team, starting off the 3rd string. We give the teams the option in string number 3 as to who will bowl first, and therefore the first bowler will be the last bowler. That's a good pocket shot by Cyndi. And another spare opportunity here for Cyndi Beatrice. The 4-pin. There's wood out in front, obviously. Oh, right down the gutter. There's a noise from the crowd behind. I don't know if that bothered her. So she has to settle for a 9-box.
Mike Morgan was the 3rd highest finisher in the ladder to get onto the show. Some of the bowlers that did make it just missing the cut: Skip Estabrooks, Mike McGann, who was, I believe, Deb Regan's partner a couple of years ago, Gene Gallagher. A lot of names that you don't see so much on singles come out for the doubles competition.
Mike Morgan bowling first in the 3rd string, buries one right in the pocket. Some noise from the crowd in that last shot by Cyndi Beatrice that distracted her a little bit. Mike with a spare to start off.
You know, there's usually a lot of ambient noise that just comes with being in a bowling center and with just the nature of this activity. But sometimes something will kind of pierce through and certainly distract you. That was apparently the case.
Mike working on the spare. A good first ball and a mess to shoot at right here. You got the 5 and the 10. Wood in front of the 5-pin.
You'd like it angled a bit more, I would imagine.
He's just going to have to spray something and hope that something bounces off of the side wall or the back wall or whatever. You're going to take a run at it. Nothing happens. Just the 5-pin.
He says, nice read.
And a 10-box. So they've added 10 to their lead. They lead by 39 now. 2 boxes into the 3rd string. John Plante on lane 34.
The reverse triangle. It's the 5, 6, and the 9. Some wood should be helpful.
Right through the middle.
About the only place
that
he would have hit it that something wouldn't have happened.
And he'll take a 9-box. They need marks right now, starting in the 4th box of the 3rd string. They need to put a few marks back to back to back. And he'll have an opportunity here with the 1, 2, 4, no wood. John looks it over. Got a shot at it. Picks the 1-pin cleanly. It's a game of inches. And that will be a 9-box. 4 9s in a row. To start the 3rd string for John Plante and Cyndi Beatrice, and that's not going to do it. Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio will try to add some distance. Right in the pocket, a very thin hit.
Hey, you never know. Might just jump over there.
Well, there it is. It's the 2, 8, 9, and 10 with a couple pieces of felled wood on the plate.
Got a shot at it. Look at this. Almost made it. That'll be a 10-box for Jennifer.
I'm going to go take a little lunch break. We'll just let Mike Morgan do some of
Mike's doing a little play-by-play.
Color commentary as well. That's why we put the microphones down there to capture the sounds of things they're talking about.
And you knew Mike would take advantage of that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good first ball. It hooks in there at the last minute.
Well, he's pretty vocal without microphones.
No.
7-10.
Will she spray him? Not either one of them.
How does either of them go down?
All right, Sam, we're on a break, Sam.
That will be a 9. The lead is 40. As we head down the home stretch, we're coming right back to Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire for the conclusion of Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Here's Cyndi Beatrice bowling as we come back from the break.
Deserved better than that. A pocket hit, leaving the diamond left as well as the 7-pin for this 118 average bowler from Wilmington.
118. It's a great average.
Terrific average. She has a great style, very smooth, as does Jennifer. Both women's release fairly similar, actually.
And a great shot.
Still need marks, though, Dick, halfway through, and they've yet to get one this game. Cyndi's bowled for 25 years.
That one's not going to get to the head pin. The 1-2-6-10. Wood on the deck between the 6 and the 10 could help a little bit. No, it would have helped, but she didn't get the 1. Didn't get the head pin. And that'll be a 9 box. Time is running out on the team of Beatrice and Plante as Morgan and Cali-Dibiasio try to put the clincher on right here. Mike Morgan on lane 34. Right in the pocket. Everything but the 4-pin. And a piece of wood out in front. Mike turns to the crowd and says, no waving. And that will be a mark.
He's having a good time out there today, isn't he?
He looks loose, doesn't he?
He does. Perhaps we'll see him for a singles ladder. We'll begin in a couple of weeks with the resumption of the usual format, which is men's singles.
Mike puts a 9 in the spare and is trying to direct some traffic on the lane. The 2-pin still stands. And now the 2-pin goes down. So a double mark for Mike Morgan. That should just about put this out of reach. John Plante looking for the first mark for his team. Gets, whoa, a little premature. I thought the 6-pin was going to go. It does go. Don't turn your back on a candlepin.
I was going to say,
wobbling candlepin.
With a little bit of a breeze, that would have been down. That's funny.
A car must have driven by.
Yes.
On Amherst Street. Well,
we can look at this forever.
But it does go. It rocks, it rocks, it rocks, and it does fall.
It did go down.
$625, by the way, in the triple strike jackpot, which goes back into the vault since John didn't make it a second strike just then.
And $10 in the bonus ball competition since it was hit for
$50.
60 or 50 last week.
John gave it a good shot.
Yeah, a couple strikes would have tightened this match up in a quick hurry, but now it's just going to be a 10 box at best.
Nice job, Johnny. Way to hang tough, buddy. Way to hang tough. Come on, John. Go down. There you go down.
Jennifer, Cali-Dibiasio look for some bonus money. They've got $50 in bonus money thus far in the match. An opportunity for 50 more right here.
Mix it up.
Right on the head pin. There they go.
Come on, go throw the double now. Let's go.
That was a beautiful shot. Great follow through. 7-pin was last to go.
Come on, go it again.
3 marks in a row. That's another $50 in bonus money. There you see the pocket shot right there. Looking for another one. She missed the head pin that time.
Get two, Jim. Why you get two?
Be a great spare if she can make it. Now, gonna miss the object pin.
Put 6 in the strike.
That's all. Go for that front one. Don't worry about it.
It's gonna be a 50-plus pin lead for these two.
And that will be a 7 box. The lead is 54 with 2 boxes remaining. Almost out of reach mathematically. Cyndi Beatrice on 34. Spread eagle. First spread eagle we've seen this afternoon. 2-4-7 on the left, 3-6-10 on the right. No wood on the deck. She picks up one of them. And that will be an 8-box.
Come on, throw the hammer ball here. Come on.
Cyndi Beatrice. Good first ball right on the head pin. Cannot break up the split, though. Leaves the 3-6-10 on the right, the 4-pin on the left. Piece of wood in the back, I don't believe is a factor. And that will not get there. So she'll be open in the 10th. She's at an even 100 right now. They're at 312.
She and John Plante, partner, will take home the runner-up money today, which is $375. And our winning team, who appears to be Morgan and Cali-Dibiasio, will move on for next week's action with Sue Holleran and Ryan Tripp, two first-time television bowlers.
320 triple for Beatrice and Plante. Mike Morgan and Jen Cali-Dibiasio already at 358. And Mike will make the spare. Mike puts, what, 4 in the spare.
Just missing the object pin again to make that spare, leaving the 1 and the 7. But at this point, it's academic. He will move on with his partner next week.
And an 8-box.
That
And
much
a 131 and a 3-string total of 380. A 60-pin win for Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio and Mike Morgan over Cyndi Beatrice and John Plante. We'll come back to meet our bowlers right after this when we return to Leda Lanes for Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Final count of 380 to 320. Mike Morgan and Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio defeat Cyndi Beatrice and John Plante. And Cyndi and John are here to accept the $375 that they'll split. We'll hand out some money here and hand you the checks. And the experience, it's been, what do we say? It was 13, 14 years since you were last on. What was the difference? 13 years. What's the difference from that time to this time as far as getting ready for a TV appearance?
A little more mature bowling-wise.
Is it different having your family here watching you? You didn't have the... No, not at all?
No, same.
Same.
They always come and watch me anyway, so.
So you've had a couple WCBC titles. Are you active? Are you going full bore at bowling yet with the tournaments?
Oh, yes. All the time.
Did you go to Maine for the Worlds?
Yes. No, Canada.
Canada. I haven't heard too much on how that turned out this year.
We came in second.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good.
John, you're no stranger to the lights of television and the mixed doubles format. How does it go with your game to be in this type of a format?
I like the format. I like bowling with the ladies. You know, it kind of mixes it up a little bit. Makes it a little bit more interesting.
And being under the lights doesn't seem to faze you. You're used to it by now, I imagine.
No, it always phases me. I mean, I bowled terrible that match, but that's all right.
Congratulations for being here. We'll look forward to seeing you again. John Plante and Cyndi Beatrice, our runners up here this afternoon. We'll look forward to seeing them again. They also had a $150 in bonus money from last week that they'll be splitting. And now the bonus ball contest. Michael will draw a card out of the bin, and Jen Cali-Dibiasio will try to win some money. Our contestant is Jean Cartier from Manchester. And Jen, she wants you to get a 7. And there's $10 in the jackpot or a consolation prize from N&R Trophies in Winchendon, Massachusetts. Let's see if we can get a 7 for Jean Cartier of Manchester. And it's only going to be a deuce. So a consolation prize from N&R Trophies in Winchendon, Massachusetts. Come right between us, if you would.
Get the superstar.
You don't want to talk. You don't want to do any talking. Let Mike, go ahead. You talk to her. Mike, this guy's too shy anyway. Go ahead.
Well, how good a partner is it to have Mike Morgan the very first time you're on TV?
Greatest partner I could ever have.
I mean, you always have somebody to talk to. We hear all the chatter because we have the microphone up there. And, I mean, I noticed he was keeping you loose and maybe even a bit distracted, right?
Definitely. Made me feel very relaxed.
Right, but before he takes over the talk time here, I got to ask you, and I meant to ask this of Cyndi, is both of you ladies have what I would consider kind of a 10-pin style in bowling. Do you have a 10-pin background, or did you grow up?
No, I have no 10-pin background, but I've been told that many times that I bowl like a 10-pin bowler, so...
Well, whatever you're doing, don't change.
That's right, don't change.
You don't have a 10-pin style at all, guy.
The bottom line is, like you say, have fun. I mean, Cyndi put the ball in there all day, got some bad breaks. We got a few extra pins to fall, and that's all it takes to win some matches, you know. John put some balls in, a couple of splits, and that's the game.
Now, I mentioned to you before the match that we read an article from the Lynn item on one of our earlier tapings that talked about the possibility of Mike Morgan retiring from Candlepin bowling, and thankfully you're telling me that's not true.
No, what you guys said last week was true. I did give up the leagues. I lost it in my heart to bowl when my brother died last year. I just didn't want to be around a bowling alley. It just wasn't fun for me, and the desire's back probably more than ever now. I'm just not in any leagues, but I will chase some roll-offs. I'm not as sharp as I want to be because I'm not bowling, but it's just fun to get back in to see these people again, because this is what it's all you guys are.